Okay, so I've been messing around with Toposolids and I wanted to make a video just to show you how to get a basic lot. So we're going to start with Revit open. We're going to go to new. We're going to browse. We're going to go up a level until we see English Imperial. And we're going to start with the same template that we always start with. Okay, so everything looks right. If I was to look on the north, we can sort of see our elevations. So I'm gonna start having things sort of at the bottom of the footings. So typically when you're thinking of your lot, maybe the street level would be the lowest point. If you have a fairly fancy lot with a lake in the back or a retention pond in the back, it's going to be a lot lower. But we're going to deal with just sort of your basic lot right now, and then you can get as fancy as you want. So to do that, we're going to go to Mass Site, so up here, and we're going to choose from a sketch. And we're going to do this, I guess, on the footing level. And we're going to open the view. So you can see that I have bottom of footing. So all you have to do is create a rectangle. You can make it fancier if you want. We're going to make it as big as possible. And of course you can edit it. So I'm just going to click on these lines. And I think that I had a lot once that was maybe 50 feet wide and 100 feet. So that might be a typical lot in the West End. And it's pretty centered. If you're going to want to move it, you could select everything. You can go to filter. Actually, let's finish it off first. And then we're going to select it. Try that. So now I got my filter. I'm going to turn off everything but the Toposolid, and I'm going to hit apply. So I've selected what I want. Now if you click on the move button up here, you can just give it the corner. So let's say that I want to move it up just a little bit. So I can move it up sort of halfway, and so it adjusts it. If I wanted to do that again, I could click on move and say you just wanted to move it over just a little bit, then that would work. Okay, so then once you're done moving it, let's see what it looks like in 3D. Okay, so not super great. If you change to realistic, you see that it's just a gray surface. Okay, so let's change that. So what we want to do is we want to select our Toposolid. We want to go to our edit pad. So we're going to duplicate it first of all. So it's always a good idea to duplicate things. So we're going to give it a name, and maybe we'll give it a dimension. So it's 50 by 100. And let's make it 10 feet thick by 10 feet. And I've got my initials to show that this is something that I created. Okay, so now we've duplicated. We don't have to worry if we screw up, we can always go back. We're going to go to edit, and we're going to insert a boundary. So we want the top to be green just because grass and everything. So we're going to go up until that's at the top. We're going to do a drop down so that we're in a finish. And then we're going to find the category. So the category is going to be tricky because you want to find it, maybe it's in identity or whatever, but you want to go to physical. And then you can type in the search bar grass, and you see down here that you have a couple choices. Grass is going to work for us, and we're going to keep that just as the default. And so we've got grass. We got to give it a thickness. So I don't know, maybe 3 inches would be a good grass height. And we're going to give this other thing here structure, another property too. So this is going to be I typed soil last time and I got something, so earth would be a good thing. There was other things at the bottom, and I'm going to give it a thickness of 10 feet. So then if I hit apply and OK, then I've got a fairly chunky thing. I click away, and now it looks something like you would see maybe in Minecraft or something like that. Okay, so that's starting to look good. When we go back to, actually maybe we can click on it. So you're looking for the modify, but you can't find it, right? So we're going to go with this, and we're going to try some adjusting of points. So right now there's only 4 points. So if this middle part, and maybe we should open another view. So we want to tile the views. Actually, let's close a few things. So we want to see it maybe from the north, but we might want to see it from the east. Yeah, okay, so now we'll get rid of the north, and then we'll switch to tile view. So now, if we move this over, you can sort of see what it looks like from the side, and then this one you can move over, and you can maybe be working with this one. I feel like I added another solid there, but okay, so if I'm going to modify this, I can double click on, or just single click on it, and I can hit modify, and now I can start moving points around, and we can sort of see what's happening on the side. So if I click on this point, I have a choice to move it up and down. Now you can't go lower than the bottom corner, and so this one's minus 17, and we can go minus 17. So that one was minus 18, 15. You can type it in if you want, so minus 17. And then you can go back to this one. And you can go minus 17. And then you'll see that you've got kind of a wedge shape. Now you can add points. Here's the add points thing that's kind of cool. So you can get the offset. So let's say that when we click, we want it to go up, I don't know, 2 feet. So every time I click a point, it should increase it by 2 feet. And what happened? Add point. Two feet. There we go. And I wonder if that'll keep going up. So that very quickly will get you kind of an interesting looking lot. And then let's see if we can lower it 2 feet. So minus 2 feet. And let's click over here. And then we can hit escape, and we can, so escape got us out of that, and we still can adjust this part manually. And hit escape. So we've got essentially what I would call, let's click this out. So we've got the makings of it. So I've showed you how to do the basic shape of it. You can always click on, I don't know, if you double click on the shape and then you click here, you can go to modify points, and then you can bring points up just to make it look better. You can type in values as I did before, and you can just play with it. So the first task that I want you to do is just make a topo solid, and I want it to be green. When you hand it in, I want you to show me what it looks like from the side. So the intention is that on one side we're going to have a street view, And then maybe on the back we have maybe a fence or something like that. And then on the high point we're going to have our house. And so typically you want your house to be on a bit of a hill so that when it rains the water runs towards the street or runs to the back. Maybe you have a back lane. Okay, so that's your first task, is to try to make a toposolid with green on the top, maybe 3 inches green, and then the rest would be just soil.